What if the strangest drug in human history wasn't grown in a lab? What if it was made by insects and eaten by soldiers who had no idea it would nearly kill an entire army? Sounds impossible, but it happened. And the story is stranger than anything you've heard. Somewhere along the Black Sea coast, there grows a flower most people would call beautiful. Rhododendron, pink and white blossoms, hanging in thick clusters every spring. Bees love it. They drink its nectar by the thousands. But that nectar carries something hidden inside it, a toxin called grayanotoxin. And when bees turn that nectar into honey, the toxin doesn't disappear. It stays. The result is a substance beekeepers still call mad honey. Locals call it Delhi Bal. It looks like ordinary honey, dark red, slightly bitter, but a spoonful of it can send your body into freefall. Your heart rate drops, your blood pressure crashes, your vision blurs. Some people feel euphoric, others hallucinate. A few never wake up. Here's where it gets stranger. This isn't some obscure modern discovery. Ancient soldiers already knew exactly what mad honey could do. Around 401 BC, the Greek historian Xenophon recorded something that sounds almost fictional. His army was marching through the region now known as Turkey. Local tribes left honeycombs behind along the path. An offering, it seemed, a gift. The soldiers ate it. Within hours, thousands of grown men were lying on the ground, vomiting, disoriented, unable to stand. Some described it like being drunk beyond anything wine could do. For a full day, an entire fighting force was helpless. No one died. But an army that size could have been wiped out without a single arrow fired. That's not medicine. That's a weapon disguised as food. And the tribes who left it knew that. This wasn't a coincidence. It was strategy. Because they had lived beside these flowers for generations. They knew which honey made people sick, and which stayed safe. They knew how a spoonful could dull pain, how a larger dose could paralyze a man mid-step. This wasn't folklore. It was chemistry, centuries before anyone had a word for chemistry. You'd expect something this dangerous to disappear with time. It didn't. In the centuries after Xenophon, mad honey kept turning up. Roman writers described enemy tribes using it the exact same way. As bait, as a trap laid at the edge of a battlefield. And long after the wars ended, the honey didn't vanish from daily life. It became medicine, a folk remedy for pain, for fatigue, for what people back then called a weak heart. Which raises a strange question. How does something powerful enough to disable an army also end up sold as a cure? The answer is dose. A teaspoon might ease pain and warm the body. A tablespoon might stop it cold. And for centuries, nobody had a reliable way to measure that line. People simply learned it the way people learn most dangerous things, through consequences. Even today, mad honey hasn't disappeared. In parts of Nepal and Turkey, it's still harvested from cliffside hives, sold to tourists chasing a legal high. Hospitals in the region still treat cases of honey poisoning, slowed heartbeats, fainting, chest pain. In several countries, its sale is now restricted or banned outright, precisely because of what it can do to the human body. So think about that the next time you drizzle honey into your tea without a second thought. For most of human history, honey has meant something simple: sweetness, comfort, safety. But somewhere in the mountains above the Black Sea, that same jar could mean something else entirely. Because the real story was never about a flower, or even a bee. It was about how easily something that looks harmless can carry a truth far stranger underneath.